Hello and welcome. It is the third day of October, the first day of the NHL season for the year 2018. I'd like to welcome you to the Money Charts channel, all bets, trades, and of the like, within one's own risk reward. Let's start off within Bitcoin, crossed against the US fiat currency, and at about 64.40 and at the 18 average of lows within the daily term time frame. The pattern of the lower highs and not making lower lows, thus matching lows for the most part. Within this set here, we have a low back in August, 5,900, and then a two-time hit low here at 6,100 on September the 10th, again on September the 19th. A low established on September the 25th and at 6,300 and change, and right now we are in at about 6,400 as the current low. So it's symmetrical, indecisive, traders unsure of definitely the next move situation. You could have certainty or or at least if you on the camp of either bullish or bearish on the more longer term, you're still indecisive of what the next move may happen to end up becoming. And 3 day time frame, this is the all the lower highs. You can starting in January when the lower high was in at 17,000. But then the double top formation here at about 11 change, and then it topped here in May at close to 10. Then the top in the summer at 8,400. Top here at 73. Right now it hasn't been able to get above 67. And then at least within this exchange, key lows 59.20 here. This one was the highest of them, 6,400. This low in here, 57.74, so a pierce below here. This low here, 58.80. So this is like matching by all means. 58.80 here, 60. We'll say 6,100 for this. So the 6,000 has been staying into place. The downtrend, however you'd want to draw it, I'm just gonna just do a non-straight, just draw some lines on here. There's not much room left. This has pretty much gotten or moved to the support level, so it very soon either has to make that next move either to the upside or the downside. I'm not here to try to make a prediction on what it's going to be, rather react to it when it comes into place. And for me, I would predict that if it is a move lower, that a lot of the altcoins would be going down, a lot of buy orders would be filled, and if it does manage to go down to 3,000, then I would definitely have my buy order for Bitcoin come into place, and thus I would get extra Bitcoin. Altcoins would be much cheaper. Use that Bitcoin to buy altcoins, and then just continue trading from there. And if markets go up, and hopefully get a situation, at least for me, where all the altcoins, for the most part, like throwing darts at a dartboard, it's easy wins. No matter which dart or whichever number you choose, or which coin you pick, it's probably going to have a good gain where all the altcoins have spectacular gains. And then from there, I'd be selling orders, and then if markets go higher and higher, then just putting in new buy orders as the markets move. Because for me, I'm just looking for as many up and down movements as possible. And I've been talking about Redcoin a little bit recently. And when I see situations like this, the U or V shaped formations, whether they're inverted or not, are what I really, really like, because this is a spot where I had several sell orders for me, the 80 was my highest sell order. And now that the market has made this down move, that has meant I've been getting quite a few buy orders back. My last buy order in at 57, and now I got a buy order at 54. Hasn't been there yet. And my the lowest sell order that I have is in at 68. But as many of these moves that occurs works out really well. For if I'm selling at 80 and I'm buying back when it's 16% cheaper, I can get 15, 16% more of the coins, and the more trade volume that I can get as a trader, the better it is for me. Let's switch up to the Binance coin against the United States dollar, in at $10.20 per coin, as it has been just going in a sideways range overall for the most part. Support, couple levels. Level number 1 is in the area of 935 through 905, and then this low in here came down to 853. So 8.5 is a key support level, breaking down below here. As far as the resistance is concerned, we've now with those couple hits, 1060 is one level, with the next one above that in at 11.5, and quite technically, I would even really say closer to like 1180. It's just, I'm surprised this didn't go up another 20 or 30 cents. But be that as it may, as the last few periods have worked out, here's a move above the 18 average. It's been consolidating within the band for about 6 periods, having a small break above a barely rising 18 average. So it's barely bullish at all in the short-term time frame is another way of putting it as well. Or it's just trying to get out of the neutrality more than anything. Price action in today's session has just come back down towards the 18 average of highs. Looking at such on a single hour time frame, there's the fast move. The low on here at 1 p.m. Eastern time yesterday was in at $9.85, and the high that came at 6 p.m. Eastern time was in at $10.69. So a differential of about 84 cents. That's almost 10%. So it's almost volatile. It's almost a good move. Really, it's not much of a move, but it's a move nonetheless. At least for the crypto space, an altcoin moving up like 9% in like one key move like that. Yeah, you know what? It's not good. It's okay. It's okay. But since then, what do we see? We see that it's been correcting thus far. It's been doing it for quite some time. So it's the move within itself is kind of neutral in that sense, that I'd be looking for either a break above for potentially for a test of the previous high, or I'd be looking for right now price action staying in here would flatten the band, but breaking down below here for me to quantify that this is a failed breakout, and it's probably going to even come down a bit further and test some of the lower areas again. Switching this against Bitcoin on the cross now. So Binance coin not against the dollar, this time against Bitcoin. Same thing within the single hour time frame, as it had its big move, and it's been correcting within the 18 average on its daily term time frame. A long period going sideways. So having an attempt to break out and maybe test some of this empty space area. We got the previous high here at 0019 or 002, we'll say. So areas, maybe you can make a lower high at 0018. Maybe you can match it, and then when you get there, I'll be testing that. Maybe you can get above there. And keywords always maybe within that sense, as this coin has had an interesting run, to say the least, since this thing has came out. You can still say there's a lot of this empty space in here. There's a lot of volatility within this, because if I look at this as it is on here, it is in a little bit of a downtrend from the June highs, and it has went way up since this thing just came out into play. And even since its first move, when it came from 370 Satoshi to 7,200, over a 20x move. Ever since it had its successful correction, it is way up from that point as well. So if we look at it, these markets, I've seen so many other ones go way up and come back to where it came from in here. And if this thing comes back to like, say, 70,000 or say 50,000 Satoshi from 157, that would be a 3x loss. Yeah, that it would be. It also means that when it goes through and completes correctionary moves and it gets going, it can have some big moves, as of course was the case in here after it had its big move, or its big correction rather, a big move to follow. Smaller correction, Smaller big move, smaller correction, smaller big move. This has been now a larger correction to say the least. But just because it's larger doesn't mean it's over, and it doesn't mean that the correction is going to result to the upside. It could very easily work out in both directions. But the way I look at this within the trading mechanism is whenever Binance Coin can have moves, whether it be upside or downside, that is significant for Binance Coin itself. That means when I'm trading other coins within the base currency being such, Binance, then I can get extra orders. And when this thing went up yesterday, I only had 2 orders filled. Ripple, I had a buy order for Ripple and I had a buy order for Steam. Every other cross that I'm trading against Binance didn't trade within this move. But the move isn't that big. It's like 7%. But it still makes it so that all the coins that you would normally, or I would normally be trading against Bitcoin, is going to have a 7% extra push. And in this case, when this goes up, that extra push would be to the downside. Thus, buy orders would most likely be executed. And when the opposite happens and this goes down, that means those other coins would have sell orders come into play. So it's a way within me turning Binance Coin into Steam, Binance Coin into Ripple, of selling some of it on the way up. And of course, if this goes down, oh, Steam sell. Okay, I'd be buying Binance Coin on the way down. And let's take a look at those 2 coins, Ripple and Steam, to finish it off. And we'll start off with the Ripple. So a lot of this volatility here. I ended up buying at the 50 handle down in here, or somewhere in there. And as this was moving up, I seen this point. I'm thinking, you know what? Volatility small, I might as well take my sale. High was 62.3. I sold at 61.8, 61.9 area. And as it was coming down, my buy order barely over 50 got hit. So the low was 495, so I got my buy order hit in there. But that move, again, was because of the primary function within the Binance Coin. Next up is Steam, and this is a spot where I sold somewhere around in here on the way up. Did not get any of this action, and thus I didn't buy down here because of such. I then ended up getting a sell order in here at this previous top around the 10 number, and I just ended up buying this back now. And that came in at the price point of around the 82 handle, which came down to 81. And I ended up selling at 85 before, so that would have been roughly around, so the original sale would have been like right here. And then the 99 changed, so that would have been in here. So now, after I buy here, I'll be looking to sell, well, around here, or buy back somewhere down here. That's basically how I trade, and just going to shed some light onto that. Not going to talk about other strategies other people use. That's probably not the best idea to do. But then I'm going to now conclude this video. So thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.